Hi, and welcome to the Verifone Training Academy. This short video will provide you with an overview on some of the features and functions available to you in the PAYware Connect store portal. PAYware Connect supports multiple payments, as well as functionality. However, most of your payments and daily operations are going to be performed through your point of sale or even your countertop terminal, which would be integrated with PAYware Connect. But for today's demonstration, we're going to be navigating and processing directly through the store portal. So let's go ahead and get started talking about today's objectives. Here's our training objectives. Upon completing this training video, you'll be able to identify the settlement process and how PAYware Connect treats settlement with our supported processors. You'll also be able to perform settlement setup functions in the store portal, as well as perform a manual settlement in the store portal. You'll also be able to identify the environment and the best practices to processing settlements. Now let's go ahead and start off by talking about what settlement actually is. Settlement is required to be performed at the end of each day for you to receive your funds. The settlement process, or sometimes referred to as batching out, executes the transfer of funds from the card issuing bank over to your bank account designated with your merchant services provider. Keep in mind that all transactions must be captured to the open batch in order to be settled. If you have any approved transactions, you need to make sure that you complete them prior to settlement. Hopefully now we understand what settlement is. Now let's dig a little bit deeper and give you a brief explanation of what the different capture methods are that affect your settlement. There are two capture methods, and this depends on the processor and the industry that you're set up with. There's host-based processing. This is when the processor captures your transactions and settles them at the end of the day at a designated time known as time-initiated settlement. This will only apply to retail, direct mail order, or e-commerce industry types. We support such host-based processors as Paymentech, Elevon, Van of St. Pete, First Data Atlanta and First Data Nashville ISO, as well as Global Payments East and WorldPay. Terminal-based processing, well, this is when PAYware Connect captures the transactions and stores them in an open batch to be settled manually or automatically by you. This can apply to any industry type. However, if your industry type is set up as restaurant, you can only be set up as terminal-based. We support such terminal-based processors as TSYS, First Data North CardNet, and First Data Omaha, as well as Heartland Payment Systems. Now that we have a bit of an understanding of what settlement is and how it works, let's go ahead and get into our settlement setup. Settlement setup can be found in the store portal by selecting Settlement and Settlement Setup. Here you have some basic settlement setup options. Enable Auto Settle allows you to set up PAYware Connect to automatically settle at the time listed just below. This time is always going to be Eastern Standard Time, otherwise known as server time, so you will need to compensate for your particular time zone. Now, if you wish to manually settle and you're set up with a terminal-based processor like we just discussed, then you can leave this option unchecked. If your account is configured with a host-based processor, such as the processors we mentioned earlier, then the only thing that you would need to confirm is that the Enable Auto Settle option is checked and the time matches the settlement time designated by your processor. Now you can add any email addresses for individuals that you wish to receive a successful or unsuccessful settlement confirmation. This is especially necessary when you're set up with a terminal-based processor and you are required to settle in PAYware Connect at the end of the day. Receiving this email is your primary confirmation that the settlement went through, or if it was rejected for whatever reason. You can set up different email addresses in each one of these sections. This is split because you may want different people being alerted for unsuccessful settlements, like the business owner versus the manager. To add additional people to these emails, you could simply add an email to the CC email line and click Add. To remove, select the email address from the box and select Delete. You can only process a manual settlement if you're set up with a terminal-based processor that requires you to process the batch directly from PAYware Connect. Manually settling within PAYware Connect with a host-based processor will only convert the status of the transactions from captured to settled and will not physically settle the batch with the processor. Manual settlements are quite easy. Select Settlement and Manual Settlement within the store portal. All you need to do is enter a cutoff date and time. This is especially helpful if you missed any previous days and you still want to keep an accurate daily record. You'll notice that the cutoff date and time will always default to the current date and time. Once the date and time are set, select Submit. You'll be given a total count of sales and any credits captured to the open batch ready for settlement. To view the individual transactions, simply expand each section out by selecting the plus sign. If everything looks accurate, select Submit for manual settlement. You will now be given a notice that the settlement has been scheduled for your account. Make sure that you check back with your email that you entered in your settlement setup for a confirmation that the settlement has been completed. Thanks for watching this short video on the PAYware Connect store portal. For additional product and support information, visit us online at support.verifone.com. You can register for our online knowledge base, view product documentation, and have access to additional training links and videos. For additional account and POS support, make sure you give a call into your merchant services provider. For PAYware Connect technical support issues, give us a call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-839-0947. Make sure that you have your 9 to 14-digit PAYware Connect merchant code available. From the Verifone Training Academy, thanks for watching.